Hi everyone, this is Jiggy, a portrait and wedding photographer from the Philippines, and welcome to the channel. So in this video, I will actually explain why this flash, the Sony f60RM, is my flash or my speedlight of choice. So before anything else, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel and would want to learn more about off-camera flash photography or maybe just photography in general, then this channel is for you. So if you want, you could always subscribe to the channel, and while you're at it, click that notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. And if you want to see more of my images, you could always follow me on Instagram. It's at Jiggy Alejandrino. Now, if you guys are not new to the channel, you know that I've created a bunch of videos already, and my tool of choice or my weapon of choice has always been my Sony f60RM. And I've been getting a lot of questions or a lot of DMs on why I am not using more affordable flash units. Is it the same? Is it justifiable to buy an expensive flash like this? And in this video, I actually want to discuss the things that I do love about this Sony flash system and why I have chosen it to be my weapon of choice. And you guys might be aware that I am a Sony ambassador here in the Philippines, but this video is no way sponsored by Sony, nor do they have any say on what I am actually talking about here. Okay, so it's a very unbiased review. This is basically what I just feel why I love this flash system, given that I've worked with so many flash systems already before. So okay, so let's start off with the very basic ones, and the ones that you would actually find in most other flash units. Now, of course, this flash unit has a built-in receiver. It's got a trigger that basically controls this flash off camera. So this is nothing new. This is nothing really groundbreaking, though it was groundbreaking for a time, but now there's so many other cheaper alternatives that can do the same thing. But what makes this one different, okay? So let's start off with the very basic ones, the most simple ones. Number one is that I love using Sony products with Sony products because I feel, or I believe, which I've actually experienced, but I don't want to get into the more technical aspect of that, is that lenses built for the Sony sensor will always outperform secondary lenses. In the same breath, Sony flash systems that are built for Sony will always outperform the consistency, especially when it comes to color with the Sony flash. In other words, they actually developed this flash knowing their color technology, so they were able to actually produce light that will match that of the sensor. And when you set your white balance to flash, it will actually give you the perfect white balance that is set for this particular unit. Okay, so that's very important. Number two, warranty. Here in the Philippines, we have about 3 years warranty for this flash unit, and I actually beat up my flash. I actually use them. I use them for events. I use them for all the tutorials. I use them for outdoor shoots. And if something does go wrong with my flash, given that I don't drop it and I destroy it, but if something goes wrong, I can always just bring it back to Sony and they will fix it for free within that 3 years. For me, customer service and warranty is very important, especially for professional users who actually use their equipment and really beat the hell out of them, okay? So that's number two. And then of course, this flash also comes with TTL and HSS, high-speed sync. Now, TTL with a flash built for Sony will communicate properly and more efficiently with the Sony system as compared to, let's say, another flash that's generically built and then let's say, oh, it's compatible with Sony. It is different when it is built from ground up by engineers for something that they actually engineered. So it really works well as an entirety or as an ecosystem by itself. And then lastly, before we move on to the other things, is that I love the ability, this is the WRC1M by the way, this is a trigger that I normally use. And if I have my flash or this WRC installed on the camera, you guys always see this in the video, but I will show you firsthand now. I actually have here a custom function button, custom C, and when I press it, there you go. You've got your flash menu system already built in the in-camera system, which now allows me to use the joystick and make adjustments so much easier instead of having to go through all the menu systems here in the flash or having to touch all these buttons. To be honest, at first when this feature came out, I was like, oh, it's no big deal. But when I started using it and I started trying it, it just made everything so efficient. Okay? So what else about this flash really makes it, dare I say, worth the amount that you're actually paying for? Well, look at this. When you put it on top of your flash, and when I'm doing events, if I'm shooting vertically, all I have to do is do this. And I can still have my flash fire that way, or I can point it upwards, have my mag mod here, and I can have it in vertical orientation. If I'm shooting horizontal, I can just do that. I call this my Transformers flash. Don't you think it's so amazing? And it also helps, remember, I've done a couple of videos about it. When I do off-camera flash work and I want the pattern that I'm projecting maybe horizontal or vertical, it's so easy for me to do that. And this flash unit also has a modeling light here, an LED light, though I've never really used it, but it's still a nice feature to have. Also, in the box, it also comes with gel ready that you can actually install here, or a diffuser that you can install here. And the moment you install the diffuser, it does something to the flash that it really makes it wide already. Normally, I don't really get to use this anymore because I think my mag mod is more than enough for this particular purpose. Okay, so what else? Yeah, it also comes with green for some reason. I don't think I'll ever use that green. Okay, and lastly, the most controversial one. The consistency of the flash. How good is the light quality that comes out of these flash units? Now, of course, there are so many technical ways to be able to explain this, but this is my personal opinion coming from a person that's used so many flash units in his lifetime. The more expensive the flash, the more consistent it is. The more consistent when it comes to misfires, the more consistent it is when it comes to the power of the flash, and the more consistent it is for something that's very, very important to me, which is the color. I've already talked about it earlier that the beautiful thing about this Sony flash system, since it was built for the Sony flash and the Sony sensor, the color matches the sensor perfectly. Now, I've used different flash systems that give different color renditions. Some may be in the bluish tone, some may be in the greenish tone, some misfire a lot, some actually have different power outputs. Let's say, for example, you say it's 1/4 to 1/2, but the jump from 1/4 to 1/2 in the actual power output isn't consistent. So sometimes it boggles your mind, especially if you're a newbie photographer. Like, you'd say, it looks like it's only about a stop overexposed or underexposed, and when you adjust it, it completely blows out the image. So, or underexposes the image. That's why I do love these flash systems, because right out of the box, I don't have to worry about it because I know it will just work. And that's the most important thing, especially for me, a professional photographer. I need equipment that just work. It's not about where I can save money, but I need something that will actually work for me because this is how I make a living. Okay, so if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and I hope you did enjoy this video. And again, these are all my personal opinions, and even though I am a Sony ambassador, this is an unbiased review of the equipment that I am actually using. Okay, so I hope you do subscribe to the channel, and while you're at it, click that notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. And if you want to see some of the images that I've created with this system, feel free to follow me on Instagram. It's at Jiggy Alejandrino. Okay, till the next video.